Hey, sixth graders, welcome back. Hey, I just wanted to give you some pointers when you are writing a race response, a typed response to your test question today. So you are supposed to choose two issues that are most important to you and to cite evidence. I'd like to show you some examples of responses kids shared last week when they were supposed to write about what was the most important thing you learned about. Here is one response. A kid wrote, Duluth grew in smell steps. Um, I would say that'd be a score of a 1. Um, it did answer it, but it's really vague. It grew in small steps. We need some more details. Remember race response, restate, answer, cite, and extent. Another kid wrote this. Something cool I thought we did was the flower, and I learned how it was made. I'd say maybe also a 1, maybe 1.5. This needs some more detail. It's really not citing much. I guess you could say it's answering it, but there's really not a lot of detail. Here's another one. It said the most interesting thing was about Bohemian Flats. They moved there even though it was prone to flooding. Okay, I'd give that a 2. It's answering it, it's restating it, it's answering it, but there's really not very rich answers going on here. So I need you to elaborate a little bit more. Here's another one. The most important thing I learned in this chapter was the working conditions people had to work in and the efforts they put in to get higher pay and safe jobs. It took many years until Congress finally passed labor laws. Before that, many people formed labor unions and went on strike. These were sort of like the Grange, but for miners, factory workers, and other working people. I'd say this is a pretty strong answer. I'd give it maybe 3.54. I would like maybe the connection piece. Now we're extending. Now your test today is going to ask you to cite 2 pieces of evidence or 2 reasons, and so you're going to need to write just a little bit more than this. But this is strong. This is very good. This is what I'm looking for. Here's another one that was very strong. I'd say this is definitely a 4. The most interesting thing I learned in this chapter is that miners formed a labor union and went on strike until they needed pay and were forced to go back to mining. The reason the miners formed the labor union was that they wanted better pay, better working conditions, paid vacation. If the workers were injured on the job, the employers would have to pay for the medical costs. Okay, these are rich and very detailed answers to or evidence to support the answer. The employers wouldn't accept the requests, so the miners formed labor unions and went on a strike. Miners got replaced with other immigrants that needed jobs. The miners eventually had to come back to their jobs to get money to support their families. But some people like Anton and Tila got fired because of bad behavior during the strike and had to switch to farming. I would have gone on with the strike with other miners because those working conditions sound very hard to work in. In fact, I probably would quit my job and find another one less dangerous and better. So this person is definitely putting some thought, citing specific details. It's rich. And so that's what I'm looking for if you're going to get a 3 or a 4 for a score on part 2 test today for chapter 12. So I just wanted to give you a little heads up on what I'm looking for. And I know that when you put effort into it, you can do a great job so that you can get a 3 or 4. All right, everybody, you guys are going to do great. Welcome back from spring break, and I'll talk to you later.